Hello, hello. My name is Graysand. In today's video, I'm going over the spring 2021 anime. 2021 has been so far one of the greatest years for anime ever. 2020 is the year that really got me into anime, and then 2021 so far has just gone absolutely crazy. Today's video, I'm going over the spring anime. I'm going to be going over, what's returning, what's new, what you should be checking out. And at the end of the video, I'll point out some of the winter anime that you might have missed that are definitely worth checking out. And without further ado, here we go. So the first one is One Piece. And I mean, One Piece is technically a spring 2021 anime, but realistically, it's just every season's anime. One Piece is just the type of anime that, it's gonna fall into every single season. If you're someone who, started One Piece but didn't get through the whole thing, definitely gonna want to get into it. Wano is like the current arc, and the way the arc has been going right now is it's kind of like a flashback arc, and we're getting to see some of the adventures of some of the like more OG pirates from like the earlier generation, the generation like before Luffy. And so far, it's been absolutely amazing. Toei Animation, they stepped up completely. They gave us one of the best fight scenes here in the winter. I think that it's only going to go up from here. So, and then if you haven't started One Piece, I 100% recommend it. It's a top 10 anime for me. Everything about that show is amazing. Some people, they don't really like the art, but I think that A, you get used to it, and B, it adds a lot of character to the show. And so One Piece, it's a recommendation for every single season, and it's totally a recommendation for spring 2021. Next off is So I'm a Spider, So What? This actually came out in the winter, but since it's 24 episodes, it's going to continue into the spring. And this anime, so some people, they see like it's an isekai, the protagonist, was reincarnated as a spider monster in a fantasy world, and they're just like, click, nope, no good. Personally, I think isekais are actually pretty cool, and I've been enjoying a lot of the isekai that are out right now. I will say this one is a little bit weaker in comparison to all of the juggernauts that are out at the moment, but I still think it's worth checking out. I think that it's going to step up in the second half of its season. You can easily binge the first half and then be caught up to watch on a weekly basis. The first half, it started off kind of slow, but it's just been going up and up and up. And so I'm thinking that now in the spring season, it's going to be this anime's time to shine. The protagonist, she's been gaining a lot of powers, isekai style powers, skills, you've leveled up this power, appraisal, all that, all your standard isekai tropes. But right near the end of the season, they kind of revealed the way the world works a little bit more, and it definitely got me interested. So I'll be continuing to watch this show. I think that spring season is the season for the Spider Isekai. Next up, though, My Hero Season 5. I mean, you see I got the My Hero hoodie on because My Hero is one of my favorite anime. I don't really rank it as like my top 10 anime, but it's one of my favorite anime to watch in general. Season 5, you totally should be watching it. My Hero, so it gets a little bit of hate because like it's fan base or whatever, but overall, it is just a super good anime. And season 5 is looking like it's going to be one of the most hyped seasons yet. We got the Class 1A, Class 1B training arc. That's all I really know about it because I don't read the manga or anything. I'm completely hyped. I'm actually making this video on the same day it's coming out. So wait, 4:30 Eastern. I could actually, I'm literally going to go watch this after I make this video. So that's great. Super hyped for this. Seven Deadly Sins. So the thing about Seven Deadly Sins for me is I feel like it kind of fell off. Maybe I'll go back and check it out if I hear anyone saying good things about it. But I usually just have like one of my friends watch it and tell me like, hey, how's Seven Deadly Sins doing lately? And I haven't really been hearing any, bro, you got to get on it right now. So if you're a fan of the franchise, boom, you got more Seven Deadly Sins content. But overall, I feel like Seven Deadly Sins kind of falls off after season 2, maybe 3. So overall, I'm not feeling it. I'll maybe give it a look, but it's nowhere near the top of my priority list at all. So then there's How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. I'm going to binge season 1 so that I can watch season 2 this spring season. It's got basically everything that like I kind of want in just like a chill anime. Like I'm not going to be watching it for, a top 10 anime, something with great writing, great characters. I mean, the categories are comedy, ecchi, fantasy, harem. That's not exactly, those aren't exactly the categories I go to for, elite storytelling and stuff like that. But sometimes I like to just watch fun anime. And so I'll be giving this a watch. If it's, completely stupid and it just, it doesn't even make me laugh, as long as it makes me laugh. I mean, a comedy, you want to laugh. And I feel like some people, they just see like, oh, isekai and that's it. But, sometimes I just want to have a good laugh. And so that's what I'll be looking for in How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. Speaking of isekai, we've got the Slime Diaries, which I mean, it's kind of like the slice of life version of Slime. It's we're literally just going to see like the day-to-day lives of the characters in Slime. I really enjoyed that time I got reincarnated as a slime. I mean, season 2 went insane here in winter 2021. So, I guess having more slime in my life can't hurt. I'll watch this during spring and then I'm pretty sure season 2 part 2 comes out in summer. So, it'll just bridge the gap. But at the same time, I can't say that I'm like excited for a slice of life version of slime. But I'll definitely check it out. If it feels like a waste of time, I'll just drop it and wait for the actual show. But if you're not watching that time I got reincarnated as a slime after what season 2 has been doing, you you have to hop on the wave. It's so good right now. It's elite. Especially the last few episodes of season 2, they launched slime into like a new category when it comes to isekai. Like it moved its way up with the best. Boruto. So I hear Boruto is actually finally getting good. Well, like I said, I hear Boruto is finally getting good. I'm not really watching Boruto. I feel like no one's really watching Boruto. I know people are reading Boruto, but no one I know, like none of my friends, and like you don't see that many YouTube videos about it, are watching Boruto. So that's a no for me. Also, it's kind of like One Piece where it's one of those things where like the show's been going, so it's not exactly a spring anime. So then there's Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun second season. I remember seeing a video about the first season and that it was like worth checking out. But at the time, like I wasn't really watching that much anime. So I just, kind of wrote it off and thought, maybe I'll get around to it. Now I can't say I'm that interested in Demon School. But at the same time, maybe I'll check it out, but I'll have to get through the first season if I'm gonna watch it. Um, so, the description is Suzuki Iruma, human and deeply non aggressive, one day becomes the grandson of the great demon Sullivan. Doted on beyond belief, Iruma starts school where Grandpa serves as the chair and finds, to his surprise, that he enjoys life there with Asmodeus, Clara, and the rest of his demon classmates. But just when Iruma thought he'd fit it in, there's more trouble ahead. A ring begins to talk, and Iruma goes bad. Iruma's chaotic, demonic life at school continues. Looks like it could be, like a nice light show to watch, but overall, I think I'll probably pass on this one so that I can have like more time to make more videos and focus on other things. But if I hear it's really good, I mean, if someone tells me something's good, I'm just gonna go check it out. That's just how I am. So, if you're watching and you think this is worth checking out, leave a comment and I'll go check it out. So here's is it the first? Yeah, the first new entry. We've got Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. It's a comedy romance slice of life. It looks like it's going to be really funny. It's basically just about this girl. She's a freshman and she just loves teasing her, older classmate, her senpai. And it looks like it's going to be really funny. A lot of people are talking about it. There's been like hints of controversy over, character designs, whatever, but I don't care about all that. I just want to go watch it. It looks like it's going to be really good. I've heard the title. I even considered picking up the manga. I heard it was getting an anime and I would rather watch things. So I'm going to do that. Next is Shaman King. I'll call it a new entry. I mean, it's kind of like a reboot, but we'll call it another new entry for spring. So I mean, this anime looks like it's just going to be like tournament arc, the anime. And it's kind of funny. I wasn't making videos back then, but that's what I thought about God of High School. Oh my gosh, look, we're about to get tournament arc the anime. It's going to be great. And to be fair, God of High School, it had great fights. It had great fights, but the story was trash. I'm hearing that Shaman King's story is going to be a lot better. We're going to, and the thing is, they've already said that they're going to completely adapt the whole thing. So they're clearly not in it just to show some cool fights and get you to go read the manga. It's, we're going to get the whole story adapted. So super excited for that. I mean, look at all the categories: action, adventure, comedy, shonen, supernatural, superpower. If you like action, well, if you like any of those categories, definitely should pick up Shaman King. Looks like it's going to be one of the biggest anime of the season because, those big fighters always end up top of the charts. And, if something like Jujutsu Kaisen, you're going to have a void in your heart for no more action like that, might as well check out Shaman King. So then we got To Your Eternity, adventure, drama, fantasy, shonen, supernatural. I think it's also semi slice of life, but not really. So I don't really know anything about this. It says, a lonely boy wandering the Arctic regions of North America meets a wolf, and the two become fast friends, depending on each other to survive the harsh environment. But the boy has a history, and the wolf is more than meets the eye as well. It looks like it's going to be really good. When you check out an anime, no one really told you about it, or maybe one or two people told you about it, but you go and read the description, and it sounds pretty vague, but you start thinking to yourself, you're like, I feel like this is going to be good. I have that feeling. I have a feeling that this anime is going to be good. I haven't seen that many people talking about it, but I have a very strong feeling that this is a sleeper pick for this season. So I will 100% be watching it. 20 episodes. Can't complain there. So then we've got another new entry, new isekai. It's about a woman who dies. She died from overwork, so she gets to the next world and she just slaughters slimes for 300 years. Now she's a max level witch, and it's her slice of life, day to day, I'm OP adventures. It doesn't look like it's going to try to do too much. I'll check it out for the comedy. If it's funny, I'll keep watching it. If not, I'm not fatigued on isekai. I feel like a lot of channels or people who watch anime, they just see isekai and they're like, yeah, no, I've had enough of that. I'm not really fatigued on isekai, but if the story feels too plain, I'll just stick with the ones I enjoy. So I'll give it a look, but it's one of those long title, generic description looking anime. But I don't want to count anything out and then end up missing out on sleeper of the year or something. So I'll check it out. Combatants will be dispatched. I feel like this one has a better name in non-English, but I wanted to put all the titles in English. So action, comedy, fantasy. It says always bring a gun to a sword fight. With world domination nearly in their grasp, the supreme leaders of the Kisaragi Corporation, an underground criminal group turned evil megacorp, have decided to try their hands at interstellar conquest. A quick dice roll nominates their chief operative, Combat Agent 6, to be the one to explore an alien planet. And the first thing he does when he gets there is change the sacred incantation for a holy ritual to the most embarrassing thing he can think of. But evil deeds are business as usual for Kisaragi operatives, so if 6 wants a promotion and a raise, he'll have to work much harder than that. For starters, he'll have to do something about the other group of villains on the planet who are calling themselves Demon Lord's Army or whatever. After all, this world doesn't need 2 evil organizations. I know nothing about this anime. The description was very long and yet did not interest me that much. I'll check it out. I'll check it out because why not? But nothing here is really screaming, yo, watch this, watch this. So I'll check it out. And if it's good, maybe I'll pin a comment or something. Yo, you guys should check this out. But not looking too hot. So this one, just purely on the title, I'll admit I'm probably gonna watch, at least check out just because of the title. Higehiro, after being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway. Yoshida is an ordinary guy who was rejected hard by the woman he'd spent the last 5 years having a crush on. On his way home after getting drunk at a bar, he finds a teenage girl crushed on the side of the road. If you let me stay at your place, you could sleep with me. You shouldn't say that, even as a joke. They'll let me stay over for free. Before he knows it, the girl, Sayu, I'm not sure, has moved in with him. This is the story of a runaway teen girl and an ordinary 26-year-old man. So I'm surprised that comedy isn't one of the categories, because just kind of like from reading the description, it looks like it would end up being a comedy. But then I look at the picture and it gives me those slice of life human drama vibes where it's going to be like, we're going to go really in depth on the relationships between the characters and, you know, what drives each person and what drives the dynamics between them. And I enjoy having at least one of those out per anime season. So, you know, maybe this will be the one. So definitely going to be watching this. Looks like it'll be really good. Project Number 9, if I remember correctly, has made a couple other anime I liked. But yeah, they made bottom tier character Tomizaki, which was out this winter. Total sleeper, very worth watching. So, you know, I'll check it out. Why not? Eden Zero, I'm not gonna watch this. Like, I'm maybe a third into Fairy Tail. I need to finish that before I even consider picking up something like Eden Zero. It kind of just looks like Fairy Tail in space. So hey, if you like Fairy Tail, Eden Zero. If you don't like Fairy Tail, watch out for Eden Zero. And if you haven't started Fairy Tail, you should probably watch that before you watch this. So then we've got Osamake rom-com where the childhood friend won't lose. I feel like I have to watch this because I get so tired of watching an anime where, you know, you've got the childhood friend and like you feel like she really should win, but just like the girl that we first meet at the beginning of the show is like the one that the main character ends up getting with. And the whole time the childhood friend was right there all along the way. So I'm definitely going to watch this. I do feel like I'm being lied to just from the title. Like if the title's that obvious, it makes you wonder like, so what's the twist? What's the, you know, why do people want to watch this? But hey, hopefully the childhood friend is best girl and she wins. But then again, what could end up happening is the childhood friend is actually the whack one, and then best girl ends up losing because of this. But you know, either way, it looks like it'll be a fun watch. Zombieland Saga Revenge. I haven't watched the first season. I haven't really heard anyone talk about the first season. Maybe it's because it came out, you know, a while ago. If anyone, like anyone, makes it seem like I should watch it, you know, Studio Mappa has definitely cashed in their tokens with me. If someone says, yo, go watch this, it's by Mappa, don't really need to read the description. I will go check it out. But this one at Music, Zombieland, that yeah, the return of cutting edge zombie idol anime. I've never really been into idol anime, so this one's probably going to be a pass for me. Moriarty the Patriot Part 2. So, you know, I've got another sequel. I watched one episode of season 1. It looked really good. I just got busy. I'll go finish season 1 and then watch season 2 of this. It's like a pretty unique, you know, mystery psychological show. I definitely recommend it. And I only watched one episode. So if I only watch one episode and I can recommend it, you're probably going to enjoy it. And then boom, you have another thing you can watch in the spring. I will say a lot of the things for spring, it's like, okay, go catch up on this and then you can watch it in the spring. But, you know, that's what a lot of anime seasons are like. But that's why winter was so great, because you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so many new ones along with the sequels that ended up being really good. But back to the spring anime, Tokyo Revengers. I already know I'm watching this. I'm not going to read the whole description, but basically it looks like it's about this guy who, you know, he was down bad. He was down terrible. He finds out that his girlfriend was killed. Next thing you know, he ends up back in time. You know, he ends up in like a near death situation. He ends up back 12 years. Now he's in the best days of his life and he wants to get revenge on life itself, you know, for being so crap by saving his girlfriend, changing himself. So it seems like it'll be on one level, we've got like this kind of like save the girl type story, which is, you know, always cool. Erased was one of those, and I really enjoyed that. And then on another level, we've got like a character development story where we get to see someone who started off as maybe a bit of a loser and they now have a second chance at life. You know, it's a little cliche, but I really enjoy stories like that. So I'll definitely watch Tokyo Revengers. So then there's Fruits Basket, the final season. I started season 1. It looks really good. It looks like it could be one of the best romance anime that I've ever watched. So I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to get through season 2, get to season 3. You know, sometimes you just got to sit down and hit the binge. So I'm going to hit the binge right before this comes out. If you're into romance, if you like drama, a little bit of a supernatural twist added into it, and then some comedy, Fruits Basket is definitely something you should add to your list. Megalobox 2. So I have this one friend. Bro swears by Megalobox. He's like, you haven't watched Megalobox? Bro, you gotta watch Megalobox. Tap into Megalobox. So finally, I will be tapping into Megalobox. I'll watch season 1 and then I'll watch season 2. So I don't want to, I don't even want to look at the description or anything, so I don't like spoil myself, but I'll tap into Megalobox. 86, drama, sci-fi. I read the description of this earlier this week. It looks, it's kind of about like these two empires that are fighting each other using unmanned drones, but basically instantly in the show, or even in the description, we find out that the drones are not unmanned, and we get to follow some of the people who pilot the unmanned weapons. They're stripped of their humanity. I'll definitely check it out, but nothing about this specific one looks that good. Like, I feel like I've read this plot before. The two countries at war, characters who get caught up in it. So if it's executed well, it'll be good. But overall, you read the description, you look at the picture, everything looks very generic. So, if someone was like, yo, should I watch 86? I would say, you could do better. But at the same time, who knows? Maybe it'll be executed really well, and that'll be worth watching. Full Dive, the ultimate next-gen full dive RPG, is even crappier than real life. High school student, tricked into playing VR, NPC behavior, foliage, virtual ghost town, player complaints. Its quests are nearly impossible to clear because players have to be physically fit. You feel pain. Accomplishment. Okay, description-wise, I'm actually kind of interested. A VR that's too realistic. I like that conceptually. It also seems like it risks, falling into the same pattern of, look at this character who entered a VR game and everyone else was kind of struggling, but this one character is stupidly good at it. So hopefully the main character is an OP, but the whole idea of a VR game that everyone was hyped to play ending up too real. And, I wanted to play this game to escape, but now I'm not physically fit enough to play it. I like that concept that they're putting down, so I'll at least watch the first 3 episodes. And if I'm either laughing a lot or the plot is keeping me interested, I'll keep watching. If not, at least it had a good idea. Let's see. Now we've got the Saint's magic power is omnipotent. And it's kind of a lot. I'm not going through everything, by the way. Because that's just crazy. Let's see. This Saint's magic power is omnipotent. See, fantasy romance. Sei, a 20-year-old office worker, is whisked away to a whole new world. Unfortunately for Sei, the ritual summoned her, so it's an isekai. Everyone prefers the second girl. She sets up a shop. Business is booming. It's an isekai, but nothing seems very unique about it. I like isekai, but I like the ones that have something about them that make you go, yeah, you should really watch that isekai. ReZero has Return by Death. Slime is just really amazing. It might not be that unique, but it's really, really amazing. Log Horizon is unique in its own way. even Sword Art, which people like crap all over, at least it was like pretty fresh when it came out. Rising of the Shield Hero, I think, is also a little on the generic side, but it does it really well. It's got like a little bit of a darker twist. Sorry, I'm ranting about isekais, but the point is this one looks generic. So, yikes. Koigimo? I hope I said that right. Episodes premiere in Japan and on Amazon Prime Video. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Any anime that ends up stuck on Amazon Prime, I feel bad for because, like Vinland Saga, why has it got to be on Amazon Prime? But that's a separate complaint. Once you fall for someone you can't set the love, strange encounters for the. Oh, okay. So this is about a businessman who like falls in love with a high school girl. Seems a little weird. Like I don't know how old the businessman is, but seems a little weird. When you're watching anime, you kind of have to like, look past some certain things. But if the whole anime is about something that you're gonna have to look past, then maybe I'll just look past the whole anime. So I'm not really gonna watch this. I don't think, and I don't think I'm gonna recommend it either. I'll probably check out episode 1. Maybe if I'm like rolling on the floor laughing, sure, I'll keep going. But seems a little weird, and it doesn't look like it'll be that great anyway. Mars Red, action, historical, military, super. I'll admit, I was pretty excited. I read this, and then vampire. I'm not really a fan of vampires, but let's see. The story takes place in 1923, and vampires have existed for quite a while. But now the number of vampires is increasing, and a mysterious artificial blood source called Askra has appeared. The Japanese government, in turn, creates Code Zero, a unit within the army tasked with taking down the vampiric forces. And what better way to track vampires than by using vampires? Seems kind of like Tokyo Ghoul season 2, or the second part of Tokyo Ghoul. This is one of those ones where you're like, sounds really similar to another anime I've already seen that was really bad, but maybe I should give this one a chance. If you're into this kind of thing, you should probably give it a chance, but I just don't like vampires, so I'll pass on this. Shadow's House, I'm gonna watch it. Cloverworks, I love Cloverworks. Like they've just been pumping out bangers lately. A faceless clan lives in a large mansion, masquerading as nobles. Their caretakers are living dolls who spend their days cleaning up the dirt the tenants leave behind. But there's a deeper mystery at play, and the secret of the house will be unveiled. So this is actually the perfect segue into the winter anime that you should watch, because that basically completes all the spring anime. And this one, I think, you should watch. But yeah, that's everything. So this Shadow's House by Cloverworks like leads in perfectly to the winter anime that I think that you might have missed that you should watch. So you've got this mysterious drama, slice of life, supernatural anime, and I think that has the potential to be really good because let's go back to winter. Where is it? Of course, it wasn't actually that popular before it came out, but Wonder Egg Priority. I can't mention the Winter Sleepers without talking about Wonder Egg Priority. This anime was so good. It came out of nowhere. I mean, I read the title. I said, what the heck is Wonder Egg Priority? I read the description. I said, that looks kind of generic. I watched episode 1. I was blown away, mostly because it was it was very weird. I continued to watch. The storytelling, the plot, the animation, everything about this anime was beautiful. So if you missed Wonder Egg Priority in winter, you should definitely watch it. And then Cloverworks, they did such an excellent job on this that they've kind of earned some bonus tokens from me. So I'll check out Shadow's House. If it's got that vague description, kind of like Wonder Egg does. I'm not necessarily saying that we're going to get another Wonder Egg, but I'm not going to miss out on that chance if it's right in front of me, because Wonder Egg, it might have been my favorite non-sequel anime of winter 2021. which was literally the golden season of anime so far. Other winter shows that were definitely worth watching: Skate the Infinity. Listen, I have no interest in skating whatsoever, but this anime made me want to grab a board and just get out there because it's beautifully animated. It has a good story, great characters, and the skating is very clean. So that's 4 reasons that you should move Skate the Infinity onto your list. What else was good? Beastars season 2. I did not like Beastars season 1, but season 2, night and day difference on how good it was. So that was definitely worth watching. For Higurashi fans, this was not a reboot, it was a continuation. And there were some pretty interesting things that they wove into the Higurashi lore. Let's see. What else was good? This wasn't that good though. I mean, Haikyuu exists, so just go watch that instead. I feel like there was one other kind of sleeper, but not really. It wasn't a sleeper, but Mushoku Tensei is one of the best isekai anime made yet, and we're only 11 episodes in. AOT's final season was, probably the best thing out there. Jujutsu Kaisen is amazing, but I want to talk about the ones that you wouldn't know about. People didn't really like Black Clover when it first came out, but Black Clover got so good in winter, like so good. I got any of my friends who were watching it to catch up, and they would be texting me, "Yo, this is crazy," and it really was. So if you like the action shonens, all that, Black Clover 100% worth watching. Horimiya, I liked it at first, but the pacing was really weird. I'm gonna go read the manga because the story seems amazing, but the pacing of the anime felt a little off by the end. Dr. Stone season 2 was really good. Avoid Promised Neverland season 2. Apparently it just completely fell apart. That's one of those go read the manga. I hate saying go read the manga, but this is one of those Tokyo Ghoul situations where they took an amazing story and just trashed it. Garbage, amazing. And then finally, the other, I'll call it a sleeper, Hidden Dungeon Only I Can Enter. Very ecchi. Don't get me wrong. That's an ecchi anime, but it's so funny. My friend told me about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm watching that Hidden Dungeon Only You Can Enter." What the heck is that? It sounds so lame or whatever. But I tapped in, and this is a hilarious anime. So definitely go watch some of these winter sleepers, and then all the spring anime that I brought up, especially those first few ones that the big names. There's not a lot of big names coming in spring, Winter had everything, but I'd say the main, if I had to pick 4, One Piece, but I'll exclude that because most people aren't caught up on One Piece. I'll go with Spider Isekai, My Hero, Demon Lord, Nagatoro, and Shaman King, and then To Your Eternity as the sleeper. So yeah, that wraps things up. If you made it to the end of the video, definitely consider subscribing for more anime recommendations, reviews. I'm gonna do everything in between, and a like goes a really long way. Thanks for watching.